aspects of strength and beauty in several of the pieces. Strength and perseverance, I think, are very close to each other in terms of everything that it represents. So it's really, each story is, or each painting for me is a story of one of those various aspects, and I'm trying to bring the story to life.
I'm Anshula Tayal. I'm originally from India, but I currently reside in Portland, Oregon, and my education was in architecture. I'm an architect by profession, but I started working as a graphic designer at Intel after architecture. I never practiced architecture. Then I went ahead and did my master's in teaching kids with learning difficulties, and I worked with kids for almost 8 years. And it happened that I came back to the US after a gap of 14 years, and I could practice as an architect and I couldn't practice as a special educator. So I decided that I will continue with what I've always wanted to do and I never had the time to do it, which was art. And as life happened for quite some time, I realized that there were a lot of things that as a woman I dealt with motherhood, quite a few things that I thought that I had to put it all together as women, as the powerful woman. And this is what I came up with. These are all the different tools that I thought that all of us require, we need, and we can always, we all have it, but sometimes we can't think of it immediately, some of them are hidden. Sometimes we need a help from other person to just give us that little tool. So I'm hoping that each one of us could pick up something from these and basically help ourselves, empower ourselves and others. And that's what I feel this should, for me, this is what the Goddess Amongst Us is basically.
Well, we're looking for some mega question that will open up all our thinking so we can start getting excited about talking to each other. Well, the last thing you said about the goddess among us, I sometimes worry that most people have no idea of their divinity, that they are perhaps the best treasure they've ever had is what they were born with, their body, and what that entails, you know, all the amazing way that it works, that it corrects itself, that it optimizes itself, and also your psychology, your spirit, everything all together in there, that's the biggest treasure we will ever have. And yet, because like water, it runs free, we trash it, we kill people, we absolutely have no idea when we got here. But now with the digital age, I think, you know, you're Googling this and that, and suddenly you run across a great article, you know, like on the brain or something. Like I was telling Abway that I just Googled something, and there was a little scientific study that says that our music channel in our brain is a very specific channel. There's nothing else on it, it's just a music channel. They used to think it was connected to language, but it isn't. And they don't really know why it's there like that, but there's a specific part of the brain just responds to music. So I think if one is interested in anything, you resonate with things you run into as you journey through your search engine, and you pick out the things that speak to you. And the things that are speaking to me is how we've kind of lost control of our five senses, that they've been commodified in my lifetime. That they were, I think about them sometimes as, you know, the sense of smell, sound, sight, touch, and taste. These were once the way that we got to know the world. As children, you would eat strange things, you would eat the dirt, you would do anything, because you were trying to figure out, what is this place? What is this? The sounds you heard were precious. The smells evoke memories in us today. And the way the light hits, you know, all those things were ways of getting to know the world. And our modern culture, at least, is becoming an inroad for commerce. So we are starving in a way, because you know, I asked Abway to turn off the sound altogether, because I feel like my whole life has been with sounds that I didn't pick, and I feel like I don't want to mess with my brain. So anywhere you go, we used to laugh at Muzak and elevators, but it's more than that. Any restaurant, any space, they've got piped in sound, and I don't